Hey there, quirky people! I'm your host, Anna, and today we'll be answering one of the most asked questions about the Mandalorians. After watching almost 3 seasons of The Mandalorian, many people have been left asking why the Mandalorians never remove their helmets. And this question becomes even more prominent after seeing Bo-Katan Kryse and her followers continuously taking off their helmets. It became very confusing for people, as even Djarin was starstruck when he saw Bo-Katan take off her helmet. He immediately thought that she and her compadres stole the Mandalorian armor. But that wasn't the case, as Bo-Katan explained. Her armor had been in her family for 3 generations.
Where did you get that armor?
This armor has been in my family for 3 generations.
You do not cover your face. You are not Mandalorian.
But why can she take her helmet off and Djarin cannot? Before I tell you the answer, it would be nice if you guys would hit those like and subscribe buttons to support our channel. Now with that out of the way, let's begin with why Djarin doesn't take his helmet off. From the beginning of The Mandalorian, we're told that Din cannot remove his helmet. It is forbidden for him to do so, and that's because it is the way of the Mandalore.
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
He was a foundling who joined the Mandalorian creed and never took his helmet off after wearing it. According to the ancient way of Mandalore, a Mandalorian cannot remove his helmet in front of another living being. If he does that, then he will no longer be a Mandalorian. That's why Din agreed to take his helmet off in front of IG-11 in Season 1, as he was just a droid. But when he took his helmet off in front of the Imperial soldiers and later for Grogu in Season 2, he broke the rule. He let the people around him look at his face. That's why he was branded as an apostate when he told the armorer about what he did. Apparently, taking the helmet off willingly is an even bigger sin than having it removed forcibly. So, the armorer was right to cast him out of her Mandalorian sect, claiming that he was a Mandalorian no more.
You are no longer Mandalorian.
But many are left asking where this rule comes from exactly. Season 2 explained that Djarin was a part of a Mandalorian sect called the Children of the Watch.
You are a child of the Watch.
The Watch.
Children of the Watch are a cult of religious zealots that broke away from Mandalorian society.
They are a cult of zealots who broke away from the Mandalore and settled on Concordia, which is the moon of Mandalore.
I've never been there either. I grew up there, on that moon. Concordia.
That's how they survived the Great Purge when Mandalore was destroyed. Their religious beliefs are to follow the ancient way of Mandalore, where people don't remove their helmets in front of others. They believe that they only survived the Purge because they followed the Creed. According to the Creed, they cannot show their faces as
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
they take care of the foundlings, collect Beskar, and turn it into armors and helmets for the foundlings. And they also unite the young foundlings with their own kind. All this is pretty much what we've seen Mando do with Grogu until now. Mando himself was raised as a foundling on Concordia. He was made to believe that the way of the Children of the Watch was the only way. That's why he was shocked when he saw Bo-Katan and her followers take off their helmets. He believed that they were imposters who stole the Mandalorian Beskar. But that's not the case because their Mandalorian group doesn't follow the ancient way of Mandalore. Here's why some Mandalorians can take their helmets off. As I mentioned, the Children of the Watch broke away from the Mandalore and settled on its moon. They did that to re-establish the ancient way. But the rest of Mandalore and other planets in the star system had stopped following that lifestyle. They had become a little practical and had different goals than the Children of the Watch. They are not tied down by the old ways and can choose to take their helmets off when they aren't in battle. This is how many Star Wars fans had seen the Mandalorians in animated shows like Clone Wars before The Mandalorian hit Disney+. And their sect could go butt heads with the Children of the Watch in the coming future. But as of now, Bo-Katan is following the rules of Din and his cult as they've accepted her as one of their own. In her heart, she has also accepted their way as her own. She has begun to believe, which is why she wanted a crest of the Mythosaur to go along with the one of the Night Owl. And the reason she has been accepted into the Children of the Watch is because of their redemption rule. Here's how Mandalorians can be redeemed. Removing their helmet is a strict no-no. But if that does happen to someone, then the Creed also offers a way for them to be redeemed. After Djarin became an apostate, his next goal was to redeem himself. And that could be done by bathing in the living waters beneath the mines of Mandalore. Those mines were believed to be destroyed in the Great Purge, so the task of redemption seemed impossible. But the Djarin was actually able to prove that the living waters still existed, and he even redeemed himself by taking a dip in it. But just as he went in, he was pulled by the mythosaur and lost consciousness. So, Bo-Katan also went into the living waters to save him. And then she never removed her helmet, which meant that even she was redeemed. Now, before ending the video, I'd like to mention a few more Mandalorian rules. Many people get confused about the extent to which the Mandalorian rules are to be followed. Do the Mandalorians have to sleep and shower with their helmets on? What's the deal with that? Well, we got an answer for this in Chapter 20, when the hunting party led by Bo-Katan had to eat. Then Djarin mentioned that the Mandalorians have to find a spot where they are alone and no one could see them.
How do you eat when other people are around?
You don't. When you get your food, you go off to find a place where you can take off your helmet.
Then they could take off their helmets and simply eat their meals. So, one could imagine that they would do the same for other chores as well. They don't have to keep their helmets on while taking a shower. They can take it off when they are alone, which is why Din doesn't have a long beard and his facial hair is properly trimmed. Okay, that's all about the Mandalorians and their helmets. Once again, hit those like and subscribe buttons if you enjoyed this video. Goodbye, and I'll see you in the next one.